Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the video that's going to be for people more that are following my walk with God. I just wrapped up my video about the Atlas Earth. Yeah, I really hope I can see that crane again. That was really beautiful. If you caught this video first instead of the other one, speaking in terms of time, this is the second video in sequence. But there was a crane that's been fishing crawdads out of the creek right there, and he's flown out a couple of times with a couple of good views in the other video. Guys, I really do want to bring you guys unique, beautiful content. Some of my content is around Atlas Earth. If you see that, go ahead and click on it. But for this particular video, it's coming back to relationships. If you're catching this video as my first video, or you're not too familiar with my channel, basically I have been planning to do YouTube for a while. I took Dante London's challenge. I think I'm on like day 7 or day 8 of the challenge. Part of this is something I do want to do to gain an income. I'm looking at potentially living overseas at some point, and I need to be able to be a digital nomad and have income and support a family abroad. So that's kind of one of the things that's going on in my mind and my heart for this channel. So anyways, yesterday, in my video, I talked about, sometimes she's not ready in your relationship. And I am talking about my relationship, but, I'm also, thinking about, your guys' relationships too, with the online world. You're able to sift through potential spouses a lot faster than you are in real life, guys, IRL. So with that, you're going to go through ups and downs in your relationship faster because you have less time. Basically, the time is condensed. When you're talking starting on a online relationship, and a lot of relationships are online now, guys. It's not as taboo as when most viewers like me were younger. It's not so weird. All the dating apps, a lot of people are meeting online. So I didn't want to get those walkers in the video. If you know anything about kind of my style, like I do respect people's privacy, and even though we're in public, I know YouTube has a thing about they don't want children necessarily to be in videos, but so I just need to I still, even with adults, like some people, they just don't like having a camera on them, and I can respect that. But let's get back to relationships. So on my notes here, there was a few things I jot down about this, but it's having a patience in your relationship. Even when you have these bumpy things that are happening in your relationship, especially when it's online and you're not actually face to face with that person, fellas, you gotta be patient. Ask questions. If I were to look at a soda can from one angle and you were sitting at a different angle, we would see different things on that soda can, and we could potentially both describe it differently. And so just keep that in mind. I just encountered something like that in my relationship, And you got to give these women time. They do want to earn your love. And if you're, trying to be a son or daughter of God, if you're on your walk back, if you're a prodigal and God is in your heart, and you just know that, maybe you're not ready quite yet, but God does have a calling for you. As a man, it's easy for us to give like we know God wants us to give. He wants us to give our whole heart. He wants us to give our whole heart to Him. He says that He is a jealous God. So don't forget that. When you're talking about loyalty to the Almighty, to the Creator, and He wants all of it. He really does not ask that much of us. I think I mentioned it yesterday, but He does ask. He says, "If ye love me, ye shall keep my commandments." So He does ask that of us. And then, multiple times in the scriptures, He says that He is a jealous God. So you cannot put anything before God, and He wants your whole heart. And so, when you are on that path, you want to give your whole heart to your spouse before God. And I mean in front of God, not... You put God first, and you expect your wife to put God first also. And so your offering to God is before Him. That's what I mean when I say that. I hope you don't get tangled up in the words there. That being said, especially a worldly woman, she's going to definitely want to earn all your love. That's what, the brainwashing of the world is. She wants to feel that she's earned it and you're not going anywhere else. But from a godly perspective, we're ready to turn over our hearts to God. We want to do that. And, when you have found your other half, doesn't really necessarily matter what stage of the game you're at, you want to give your whole heart to her. And you've got to let that unfold with time. So, maybe thinking of it in different terms might help. Or just knowing that she might not be attracted to you until she can trust you that you're on your path with God. And then I can imagine that, once she realizes that she's going to meet you, and you're doing your best to live your life in a walk with God, then it'll kind of clear itself up, So that's just bringing it back. One of the points that I have here is patience in your relationship. And then the next thing I have is, yes, if someone finds my channel, I'm certainly aware that there will be some instances where everyone plays the fool. And that's how, I was feeling. I was feeling, oh my gosh, like I saw a thing or two, thinking like, am I playing the fool? And then I was thinking, oh, well, maybe she's not ready. Or, I need to find more information. I had a lot of information in front of me. And I really had to find out more information. And I did put that to her, but what we're talking about here also is that, your heart is going to feel some kind of way. We are human, guys. And so, I'm sure that, I have played the fool before in life. And I'm sure many of you have also played the fool. There's very few of us that find love the first time and have no hiccups in your relationship. As a matter of fact, you can say that it just doesn't, honestly, you could say it doesn't exist. Even if, high school sweethearts, they have things that they overcome, and they do play the fool, even if they are committed for their whole life. I'm thinking of someone, God rest her soul. She was a mother image at one of my previous jobs. She's passed now, but she was married to her high school sweetheart, and they went the distance. She passed away. I guess it is honestly about 10 years ago now, but she was dear to my heart. In the setting that we worked at, she was a mother figure to me, and spicy as all get out. But she knew when you were trying, and I just I'm going to say a little prayer in my heart for her right now, even as I'm doing this video. I just I have nothing but fond memories of that lady, even though it was just a work setting. We didn't meet outside of work very much at all. So yeah, guys, sometimes you might play the fool. It can happen. And then if you know that you've played the fool, you've talked to that person about it, you've gotten the information that you need to get, and there's no doubt, sometimes you just got to cut your losses and move on. However, there is another thing that I wanted to talk to you about, and I mentioned it in yesterday's video, is sometimes she's not ready. And so kind of going along with that thought is that God may deliver his bride for you, but he does not take away our free will. She will have a choice, and so will you. And when I jot that down, what it meant to me was that you can pray for your other half. You can pray for your wife to come into your life, and God will honor your prayer. If it's done with a sincere heart, he'll bring your other half to you. He'll put him or her in your path. But he never takes away our free will, our ability to choose. So, it's like he reveals his choice for you, and you both have to find it within yourself that that's acceptable, because that's God's plan. He's not interested in forcing us to do anything. He wants us to choose him freely. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then, something that I haven't shared with you guys yet. Some people do know it because they know me. They might have seen, I just don't think I've actually put it out on YouTube yet. But I love baseball. I'm actually a hardcore Oakland A's fan. And I do feel like, the leadership of the team, the corporate side of the team, kind of came in and, they sold out the fans of Oakland. And so it's almost like an unfaithful partner type of relationship. And you see that all the time now these days with companies. They're really quick to fire you, even if you've been working there for 15, 20, 30 years. You'll see headlines of corporations and businesses truly, in my book, being unmoral, even if they're everything they're doing is legal. I do find some of the things, the lack of loyalty, I find it immoral personally. And the ethics of it certainly questionable, although the things that they're doing might be legal. So, those are kind of my feelings with the A's leadership and kind of selling out the people of Oakland. And that was a very dedicated fan base, unique fan base, friendly. You know, even our rivalries with the Giants, always, you know, my best friend is a Giants fan. Best neighbors, you know, any person could ask for. Just a genuine, nothing but love for Giants fans. But I have a few things with that. You know, I do want to say, like, you know, I love Ricky Henderson. He was my favorite player growing up. You know, he recently passed away. And, you know, I saw the statement that his wife and daughters had issued, and it touched my heart. I read it to my sister. You know, like I said, we're lifelong A's fans. Go A's. And so, you know, I do want to put a shout out in my world and how I love Ricky. So Ricky Henderson, God bless you. God bless your soul. You're going to get the Pirates R today. I love you, buddy. Great role model. Great role model growing up. You know, I'm sad that you're gone, and your legacy will live on. I don't see anyone ever breaking your records in baseball. And then, you know, on the topic of baseball, you know, another person that I really admired in my young adulthood was Cal Ripken Jr. So a little bit of a shout out to him. Arr. You know, I love Cal. I mean, the guy was a workhorse, and he really made an impact on my life in terms of coming to work every day, on the grind, and you just don't quit. You know, sometimes your 100% is maybe only 70% or 80%. But, you know, I think God has a special way of making up the difference. And, you know, I really admire that you did baseball clean, without any drugs and steroids, and that's why you really earned it, bro. Cal, I mean, you're a role model, brother. And then, you know, guys, I kind of wanted to finish off this video, and there was one other person that came into my mind, and you know, these are messages for people on their walk, and it actually came from Jamie Moyer, and so I got to give a shout out to him too. R, Jamie, you get the R. So he said something in you know, one of his many interviews, and it stood out to me, and I want to share it with you guys, and it has to do with patience. The topic that, you know, this video is about, you know, in terms of your relationships. But he had said this: in life and in baseball, when things aren't going your way, take a little off, you know. And that's kind of a loose quote. I didn't actually, you know, write the entire quote down, but I do want to give him credit for that, and you know, that's just having patience. You know, you don't have to push the issue, guys. You know, you're obviously feeling some kind of way when the information isn't adding up between you and your significant other. Take a little off, back off a little bit. You know, give it a little bit of a breather. And you know, Jamie had said that when he did that in life, as well as in baseball, things turned around, you know, and, you know, even I noticed that yesterday. One of the things that Ruby and I had first talked about is that we don't want to go to sleep angry at each other, you know, and not that we were angry with each other at all yesterday, but there was a miscommunication. and there was a lot of things going on in her life, and things looked a certain kind of way to me, and that's why I did ask her, what was going on, and some of those other things, and we kept the lines of communication open, and I gave her some space, and things have already turned around. So I just want to share that with you guys, that things come up like that in life, and patience is the key. So guys, without further ado, this video is getting a little long, but I hope that you guys find something from it. To each and every one of you, I want you to know I'm grateful. Thank you for your time. I hope I've provided you some value, and God bless.